We will talk about libido energy in this session. In the previous course, we discussed two major factors that influence the duration of ejaculation. The first one is the extrinsic factor, which is the intensity of the individual's tolerance to sexual stimulation, also known as the level of sexual pleasure. The level of excitement in the brain's sexual center is the second intrinsic factor. Friends who have carefully read the previous course should be aware that we can control and maintain our sexual base excitability at a normal level by releasing accumulated libido in our bodies, through the appropriate frequency of ejaculation. And the libido energy we're discussing today is one of the intrinsic factors that we must learn to control and practice. I believe many of friends had similar experiences. Despite using performance-enhancing medication to make the glans penis numb and sluggish, but still ejaculating quickly after insertion, or having not started the piston movement. The penis is not physically stimulated, but cannot resist ejaculation before insertion, or even some people will ejaculate after just watching porn. So it appears that if you want to extend ejaculation time by yourself, controlling the sexual base excitement is not enough. We must also learn to control the accumulated libido energy, which is the most important thing. It is estimated that everyone will have a similar feeling during intercourse or masturbation. With the extension of sexual stimulation time, it will become increasingly obvious that the penis has a suffocating, unbearable feeling, while the penis becomes stiff and intolerable. It will relieve only after ejaculation. This sensation is referred to as libido energy, which is generated by sexual excitement and gradually accumulates to the lower abdomen and perineum as the level of excitement rises and is released with ejaculation when a certain amount is reached. When our sensory organs receive signals of sexual stimulation, such as the visual stimulation of seeing a woman's naked body, the auditory stimulation of hearing a woman moaning, the tactile stimulation of touching a woman's breasts, the physical friction of the penis to tactile stimulation, etc. These signals of sexual stimulation will be transmitted to the sexual center of the brain, and the energy of libido will thus accumulate continuously. Even if it is simply a sexual fantasy when dating a lady, the brain will begin to continuously increase libido. These sexual impulses have the quality of accumulating around the penis, which is why we have the sensation of filling and swelling in the lower abdomen or perineum. The reason why we can't manage ejaculation because, in addition to having a limited tolerance for sexual stimulation, we don't know how to dissipate libido, which causes energy to pool in one spot, resulting in poor circulation. We can inhibit ejaculation by intentionally controlling this sense of sexual energy and allowing it to evaporate and transfer to other parts of the body. We can employ the deep breathing method, the idea of which is to actively regulate the activity of the senses while enabling the body and mind to relax, to serve the useful purpose of easing and limiting the urgency of ejaculation. Those friends who have learned to control their ejaculatory urgency can grasp the presence of this energy because the purpose of slowing down the ejaculatory urgency by breathing is to discharge the energy of sexual impulses amassed around the penis. There is not a lot knowledge in today's lesson, but it is critical, and I hope you will carefully consider the following two things. Point 1. Sexual base excitability can rely on the appropriate frequency of ejaculation to release libido energy and maintain optimal sexual base excitability. If the sexual base excitability is high, like the people who are released from protracted abstinence without ejaculation, premature ejaculation frequently occurs during the first sexual intercourse, which is caused by an accumulation of too much base excitability. The second point is that we can use the breathing method to guide the evacuation of libido energy generated and accumulated during sexual activity, inhibiting the effect of delaying ejaculation. Of course, controlling the sexual impulse energy here is not easy and requires flexibility after a period of targeted exercise. The focus of the breathing method to control the sexual impulse energy is to be aware of the location of the sensation, lending imagination to guide the evacuation of the apparatus. We will explain the specific practice methods in detail in later courses.